India has been the leading voice, bringing to the fore the concerns of many countries in the global south. And I believe India and Europe have a real opportunity to step up, to invest in each other, and to invest in our global partnerships. India can play a unique role as a bridge between the global south and the rest of the world, the India, Middle East, Europe corridor that we launched here in New Delhi in 2023 during India's G20 presidency, in my view, is a historic opportunity to bring this to life. It's amazing as a project. This can be a modern golden road directly connecting India, the Arabian Gulf and Europe. It's fascinating. It has a rail link that will make trade between India and Europe 40% faster. Wars, conflicts and coups have erupted in Europe, the Middle East, Asia, in Africa, and across different regions. And what happens in one part of the world matters to both Europe and India, even if we sit far apart on the map. Because peace, security, and prosperity are indivisible in this world. In Europe, Russia's goal is to tear Ukraine apart. And we should be clear about what is at stake here. A failed Ukraine would not only weaken Europe, and that is why we have taken historic steps to support Ukraine and its future, but a failed Ukraine would also intensify the challenges in other parts of the world, not least in this region. Other countries around the world are watching very closely whether there is any impunity if you invade a neighbor or violate international borders, or whether there are real deterrents. And this is why we want any peace talks to lead to a just and lasting peace, with a free and prosperous Ukraine that can join the European family. And Europe is ready to live up to its responsibility when it comes to security and defense. We will step up our defense spending to ensure that member states have access to the full spectrum of capability that this new reality demands. But we also want to step up cooperation with crucial partners like India. And this is why I can announce that we are exploring a future security and defense partnership with India, in the mold of the partnership we have with Japan and South Korea. This will help us step up our work to counter common threats, whether on cross-border terrorism, maritime security threats, the whole topic of cyber attacks, or the new phenomenon we see on attacks on our critical infrastructure. So there's a lot that we can build on. For instance, the recent collaboration on maritime security. And I'm delighted that India's interest in joining defense industrial projects under the European Union's permanent structured cooperation is obvious. India is working hard to diversify its military supply and to access new capabilities. And I believe we can help each other to deliver on our security objectives. For instance, we can join forces where we have technology and expertise, if you just take the topics of cybersecurity, but also space, the whole topic of drones. And this is not only about stability in our respective regions, but it is also a key part in strengthening our economic security and ultimately our prosperity. And this is why security should be at the core part, a core part of our new strategic partnership with India. Ladies and gentlemen, the third and final element I will touch on is the need to deepen our connectivity links and our global partnership. And here, there's a lot that Europe can learn from India. India has been the leading voice bringing to the fore the concerns of many countries in the global south. Addressing these issues becomes all the more important in a world where major powers are pulling at the seams of the international system. And I believe India and Europe have a real opportunity to step up, to invest in each other, and to invest in our global partnerships. This is in our core economic and national security interest. India can play a unique role as a bridge between the global south and the rest of the world, between the Indo-Pacific and Europe. And Europe is ready to invest, to help to bring that to life. Through Global Gateway, that is our €300 billion infrastructure offer for infrastructure abroad, through Global Gateway, we can invest in projects that transport energy across India and between India and the world. And this is just the start of what can be done to build this connectivity between India, Europe, and the regions between us. The IMEC, well known by all of you, the India, Middle East, Europe corridor, that we launched here in New Delhi in 2023 during India's G20 presidency, in my view, is a historic opportunity to bring this to life. It's amazing as a project. This can be a modern golden road directly connecting India, the Arabian Gulf, and Europe. It's fascinating. It has a rail link that will make trade between India and Europe 40% faster. Just imagine. It has an electricity cable and a clean hydrogen pipeline, so energy from India to Europe and vice versa. It has a high-speed data cable to link some of the most innovative digital ecosystems in the world. So this corridor is much, much more than just a railway or a cable. It is a green and digital bridge across continents and civilizations. And it can help bring us closer together. It can help boost trade on everything you can think of, from batteries to the topic of clean hydrogen and the whole range of digital services. So this can be a real win-win-win for Europe, for India, and for our partners. We are ready to invest in concrete projects that can already start making these connections happy. Europe is open for business, and we are ready to invest in our common future with India. Ladies and gentlemen, investing in our common future. This is the driving force of this new era of partnership between Europe and India. So in troubled times come great opportunities. And I believe 2025 is a historic window of opportunity to build an indivisible partnership between India and the European Union.